Hey guys, how are you doing today? Hopefully well. Sorry I got a little bit of a late start than what I was planning, but we are here. We are ready to get started. So, for those of you who are just joining us, I do free readings at the beginning of every live stream. All I need you to do is just tell me what your question is. And as long as I can get to you before the timer runs out, then we're good. Also, donations are open. All of my pricing for what I'm offering during this live stream is in the description. My link tree is in the pinned comment. That is where you'll find my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo information. And yeah, let's get started here. Hey guys, N Unit, welcome in. Hey Amy, hey guys, hey everyone, how are you? Divine, I am getting a yes. 9 of Pentacles. Amy, I'm getting a no. 5 of Pentacles. Princess, I'm getting a yes. Queen of Pentacles. Oh, you donated? Okay, hold on one second. N Unit, I got your donation. Looks like you're gonna be first on my list, okay? You're welcome, everyone. N Unit, I am not engaged. I am married now. We got married November 4th. So it's been almost 2 months. Yeah, it has been a while. Thank you. Ashley, I am getting a maybe 7 of Cups. So there could be something going on here. Kayla, I'm getting a no. 7 of Wands. And Unit, I'm in Michigan now, but there's no snow. I've never seen it like this. No snow. Dang. Thanks, Ashley. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Princess. You're welcome, Ashley. Well, and I hope you get a white Christmas at least. All right, so it looks like we have about 7 minutes left of the free list. And then we got our donations to get started on. So if you haven't had a chance to post your question that you'd like answered for free, get to doing that now. And unit, I'm ready when you're ready. It's not necessary for you to do it right this second, but once our free list is closed, I'll be good and I can hold on to your question. So it's up to you if you want to type it out now. Dang, I'm sorry. That sucks. I'm in Virginia and we had like a frost, like a dusting, probably a week and a half ago. It was in the morning and I didn't even see it when I woke up, but I could see that it had snowed because of the way that people's rooftops looked. But that's like all we've gotten this year so far. But usually for us, we're gonna get more of our snow in like January, February. February is a big month for us to get snow in Virginia. Hey, Rising. Princess Lee, I am getting a yes, the Hierophants. Global warming is real. Yeah, I feel like there's something to it for sure. Star, I'm gonna go with no. I have the 9 of Wands with the 7 of Cups. That feels very like defensive energy, kind of blocked, kind of protective. So I'm gonna go with no. Rising, I feel like this is a no. 7 of Wands. Okay, Rising, I feel like maybe it hasn't happened yet, but it might happen soon. Maybe that's where I'm getting a little confused. I like that I don't have to drive in it. Yeah. Ray, I am still doing free readings. We have just a couple minutes left. And you did. I'm getting a yes for your question. 10 of Pentacles. Rising, I will absolutely let you know. 1000%. And unit, I figured that out. Thank you, though. Right, I have a yes, the Empress. That's cool, Ununit. And I just saw what you said. Jokes on his ugly self. Thank you, Rising. I got you added to the list, girl. You're welcome, princess. Hey, Taka, I got your donation. Thank you. Let me add you to the list really quickly. So that's it for the free list, guys. We are moving on to donations now. We're going to kick this thing off with NUnit. So NUnit, just let me know what we're doing for you, and we'll move on from there. If anybody can't hang around for their donation, just leave your questions with me. So NUnit, for the donation that you sent, how many questions are we doing for you? Hey, Sag girl, welcome in. Okay, and unit, that sounds great. So for the 2 questions for the BOGO, I do pull a couple more cards. So do you wanna do the mini last, the $5 one last? Sounds great. Okay, shuffling for you now. Taka, I have your question. Thank you. Amy, I got your donation, girl. I need to listen in a second. I'm working on end unit, okay? And unit, I have your second question. Nikita, my free list is closed, friend. Sorry about that. If you like your question answered, Nikita, you can donate $3. So, end unit, the first thing that I'm getting that he notices is that he feels like you're pretty stoic. And what I mean by that is that he probably feels like not a lot can get to you easily. He may find it hard to he keep hearing the word penetrate, but like it's like he may find it, you may be a good conversationalist, but he has a hard time really getting to know the real you. Like I feel like he has a hard time like really understanding you. You're stoic, and that means that no matter what you're going through, you don't really show your cards. You don't show what you're thinking or feeling from the outside. Um, he may perceive you to be someone who doesn't get emotional easily, even if you don't agree with that. That's how he may perceive you. Um, and he could potentially feel that you are a little intimidating, but overall, he does feel like you're someone worth investing into. He sees your value. I feel like there's a message here that he feels like you're different from other people, like you're standing out, standing alone. And I think on the surface, he's perceiving you as someone who does like to enjoy themselves, does like to have fun. I think that he generally does like your personality and thinks that you would be a good person to hang out with. So you have the Three of Cups and the Sun card here, and this just talks about a lot of joy, celebrations, having fun, enjoying yourself, that kind of thing. Temperance here indicates that he probably feels like he's not going to be able to, not that he wants to or anything, but he feels like you're not easily manipulated. He feels like he knows that if he's going to come through and offer something to you, he has to be serious about it. It's very likely that you have like a bullshit lie detector, like radar that goes up very easily. Maybe you feel you're the type of person who can perceive other people easily, like you can read other people well. Something that's coming through is he thinks that you get along well with other people. So he's showing like, or maybe not get along well with other people. Maybe it's like you're loyal and you fight for the people that you love or something. Like your circle of people that you keep around you are very important. And so I think that he notices like if he is able to make his way into to be a part of your life, that's a really big deal. You're always intimidating to people. You breathe and they get scared. Oh, of course, of course. Hey, Amy, I don't know if you heard me, but earlier I did say that I got your donation and that I was gonna have to add you to the list, like in a little bit after this reading. So, just know I've got you. I've got you down after Taka. So, Ed Unit, when I was pulling you for this person earlier, I did get the Ten of Pentacles, and that stood out to me because that indicates like someone that you want in your life for a long time. And I found that interesting for someone that you don't really know very well. And I have the Four of Wands here. So, overall, I feel like this person perceives you as someone who he'd like to take things to the next level with. So you're probably on the same page there. I do feel like he thinks you're honest. You may be like very direct or upfront. And I think that he feels like he could trust that you'll be honest with him. Yeah, and I'm not sure. I guess it would just depend on, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, I guess it would just depend on if it's something out of his comfort zone, you know what I mean? Like, if he is like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask that question, so I'm not sure if that's what he's intimidated about, but I guess he could be technically if it's something he's never done before, you know? Nikita, my free list is closed. If you would like to donate for your question to be answered, you can do that. And yeah, that's funny. I think I'm an ENTJ if you're talking about the personality test, I want to say. But or no, maybe it's an INTJ. I don't know. I can't remember either myself, but it's like unless you study those personality things, it's hard to remember specifically what it says. And not only that, but like you as a person change and evolve over time. Like I used to be an extroverted introvert and now I'm just an introvert. So I think also it just depends on who you are when you take that test because you're going to be someone completely different from 10 years ago versus 10 years from now, you know? And you know, that's funny. Those poor brain cells. No, I'm just kidding. Very interesting N unit. Oh, you're INTJ. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's mine. Um, I have a lot of masculine energy in this reading, and you're asking about women. So it's interesting because it makes me wonder if these women are just too competitive. And they're tapped into the negative aspect of a masculine energy. So women can be more in their masculine energy than their feminine energy a lot of the time, especially in the workplace because they're fighting to have their spot, they're fighting to be seen. They probably feel like they have to work even harder, especially if they feel like they're in competition with each other. So I definitely see that maybe it's not necessarily being childish. It may be more so they feel threatened. Like they feel like their position could be disposable. They're like studs, young studs. They just started and asked this girl, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, it feels very like masculine energy. Hmm. Let's see what else. Are they hating on any unit? Are they hating on any unit? Hmm. Where are they trying to involve her? So I asked if they were hating on you, and I got the Queen of Wands. So when we're talking about someone tapped into the negative aspect of masculine energy being overly competitive, and then the reasoning behind why they are involving you being the Queen of Wands, Four of Swords, injustice, it could feel like maybe they're trying to bring you down to their level. You said you stay out of it, right? So of course the Four of Swords shows up. Four of Swords talks about how they're noticing that you are not participating. They're noticing that you're kind of like rising above it, Queen of Wands. Um, and maybe they're just trying to bring you down to their level, honestly. They're trying to I think a lot of times when people don't want to grow, when they don't want to be above, like be a better person, when they don't want to rise up, they'll just take that person that's higher than them, that they perceive to be higher than them, and try to bring them down because they're not ready to face themselves or to grow. And so I feel like more so than anything, they're just trying to involve you. They're trying to um, get you to participate, even though you don't want anything to do with it. Yeah, I get it. So I don't necessarily feel like it's childish behavior. I mean, it could be, but I think more than anything, they're just very competitive and they feel threatened, and anything that makes them feel more threatened, they attack. Um, And honestly, they could also feel threatened by you, which is why they try to bring you down to their level. Yeah, I get it. What is your last question? I've been trying to be nice, but it's becoming annoying. It may hit different if I tell them to get. Yeah, I feel like honestly, just putting them in their place is probably for the best. Hey Day, how are you? Yes, donations are open. Thank you for asking. All right, shuffling for N unit. Hey Rhonda, thank you for asking. There is a list for donations. As far as the free list goes, the free list is closed for now. You're welcome. N unit, I feel like people are watching you. I feel like people are paying attention to you. I feel like people are wanting to get to know you, but I don't see any like new love connections, anything like super strong being made here right now. I have the Six of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. That kind of feels like they're working it. You know, they're working the conversation. They're paying attention to you. They're appreciating you. Um, they're finding out what it is that you guys have in common. I do feel like you are working towards that, but I just don't see it in the near to immediate future. I feel like here with the Five of Swords and Five of Wands is like speaks to your past of like complicated connections and maybe connections that left you feeling disappointed or disrespected or let down in some way. And I see here with the Judgment card after that that like you are learning about what it is that you want. You know, you have a more clear head about what you're looking for and what you're not going to settle for. And then that brings me to the Death card, which talks about transitions and transformation. So I do feel like you're going through kind of like a turning point right now of because before I think you might have settled. Honestly, I think you didn't want to, but I think that you might have. And I think now you're at the point where you're like, I'm done doing that because clearly that hasn't worked for me. So with the Hierophant ending this reading, it does make me feel like you're working towards finding that compatibility, that companion, that partnership that you're looking for with someone. I do see it here for you. I do see it's attainable. I just don't I don't want to lie and say like, oh yeah, it's here right now. No, I don't think it's in the near immediate future, but I feel like, and you probably feel intuitively too, that you're working towards finding that. And it's like, it's there. It's just not here right this second. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And Unit, you're so welcome. Thank you for the donation. It was good seeing you. Oh, Rising, that is so crazy. Dang. Okay, so let's see. Let's see here. This never happens. This is the first time. So, Rising, I am trying to confirm whether or not he knows it was you that left the package. Something tells me he doesn't know for sure that this was you. That there was a mix up with the shipping situation. I have the Two of Swords here, so this indicates like feeling blindfolded, feeling unsure. So I don't know if he has any particular feelings. I mean, does he know? Does he know that it was you that brought his package to him, like that fixed the problem for him? Because to me, it looks like he doesn't know. There is this indication of like having suspicions because maybe like when people normally drop off a package they don't ring the doorbell, so maybe he has his suspicions that like it was someone, it was a neighbor that that dropped it or something like that. But it seems to be that he's in the dark a little bit, and so he can only guess. So I have the Knight of Swords and the Justice card here, and this does make me feel like he wants more information, like he wants to know the truth about this. So I guess I'm at a little bit of a block here, Rising, because because if he doesn't know it was you, I don't know if he could have particular feelings about it. You know what I'm saying? So are you sure? Like, are you sure that he knows that happened and that that was you that fixed that problem for him? Did you see him, or did another reader tell you that he knew it was you? Because I feel like he's in the dark a little bit. Hmm. So now you don't know. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm feeling confused too. I'm struggling a little bit here with this reading because I feel like he doesn't know that it was you. Let me see what his thoughts are surrounding you right now. So his thoughts surrounding you, we have 7 of Cups. Four of Wands, Ace of Swords, 6 of Wands. So Rising, he has a lot of good feelings when it comes to you. I feel like nothing you have ever done has really tarnished his opinion of you. I think that throughout everything that you guys have gone through and like the things that you've discovered about him and all of that, it's like his opinion of you hasn't necessarily changed. I think that he thinks highly of you. And I think he still does. I think that he senses that you're a good person. He like senses a just like a purity about you, someone who's like really nice and well intentioned. He's showing that he feels like you are closed off, that you've been closed off to him. Um, I have the Four of Pentacles here, kind of like you've been keeping your distance from him, which he's acknowledging here. I think mentally where he's at, he's showing you as the Queen of Wands and him as the Page of Pentacles. And so I feel like he thinks that you guys are in different stages of life and different mindsets, different goals, maybe different maturity levels. So it's a lot of like he's noticing the differences between you guys. He might actually put you up on a pedestal like and say she's too good, like she's too good for me, because he's showing himself as the page and showing you as a queen, showing you as someone who has like who has it all. Like you have worked on yourself, you are the best version of yourself, like you don't have anything to work on, and comparatively he feels he does. And again, this is his perception, you don't have to agree with that, but I feel like for him he's viewing you guys as like while he would probably desire something more, he feels like yeah, just basically you're too good for him. So rising, I'm sorry I wasn't picking up enough on that first question. I feel like I was hitting a block. I feel like I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but something tells me that unless you know for fact, not through a reader or anything, but unless you know for fact that he knew it was you, I'm sensing he didn't, and I'm gonna go with my gut on that one. But rising, if you're ready, you can post your second BOGO question. Hey Lolita, welcome in. My free list is closed for the night, girl. Sorry about that. I've got a lot of donations to work through at the moment. All right, let's see. One second, guys. Sorry. Sorry, Brendan was at the store and he I sent him for something and he needed to ask me about it. So okay, so shuffling now. Day, we also got your donation, so I'm gonna add you to the list there. All right, shuffling for rising. All right, so I pulled a couple of astro cards as well as tarot cards. The first thing that's kind of like really jumping out at me is the Sun card here, which talks about the self. So I feel like for him and his feelings for you is that he's focused on himself right now. He can be very self-motivated or self-centered or selfish at this time, where he's thinking a lot more about himself versus like how things are affecting other people. And that would include you, considering that's what this reading is about. Let's see. It looks like he has some okay, so he puts a lot of value on himself and his self-worth based on what it is that he can provide, what it is he can offer someone. I think that he might be having money troubles, or some type of career struggles at this time. That seems like he's putting a lot of focus into right now, and maybe this is something you need to hear, but I feel like for him, he puts his self-worth based on what it is he does for a living and how he spends his day-to-day life. And I feel like I'm picking up on him having issues that are leaving him to feel a bit distracted at this time. He could be very frivolous with his money right now too. He could be spending his money on the wrong things, and that's starting to have ramifications or consequences. When it comes to you, I have the Gemini card here. This does indicate a lot of mental power going into thinking about you or thinking about one another. So he's spending a lot of energy on that. I also have that he is still curious about you. He's still curious and invested and interested. We have Pisces, which indicates, hey Taka, Pisces, which indicates that he feels like your connection continues to be more psychic or intuitive than something tangible that he can like reach out and touch. We also have the Chiron here. So he is I feel like he is suffering from a lot of consequences of his actions. He hides a lot from the world. I feel like he truthfully doesn't tell his family and his close friends like what the hole that he actually digs himself into. I feel like here with the Two of Swords and the High Priestess, especially with the Pisces here, but with the Two of Swords and the High Priestess, is that he's saying, I don't really know what this is between us. He's talking about you. He's like, I don't know what this is between us. I feel very confused. I feel very in the dark. I feel very like there's something there, but I just don't know. Like, I feel like for him, he feels almost like he's being delusional about the connection between you guys. Because I feel like he just doesn't have hard proof or evidence that there could potentially be anything between you guys, and he feels like he's going a little bit crazy. Again, the Four of Pentacles is showing up, indicating blocked energy between you guys, meaning that maybe your energy has pulled back some from him, and he feels like he's basically having to start over here. Now, you do have the Knight of Cups, so I do feel like romantic feelings are still there for you. So there's, at a minimum, an attraction here. The Three of Swords does indicate, though, confusion and possibly pain or frustration with this connection in the way that it's been going. Let's see. I do feel, Rising, that he desires to have communication with you, but it doesn't happen because the Four of Swords and the Eight of Wands come out together. And Rising, since you are a reader, I know that this is very conflicting energy because, as you know, the Eight of Wands is that of communication, things happening, things coming in, everything's in flow, we're communicating. And Four of Swords is we're shut off, we're shut down, we are not communicating, we are isolating. And so these two cards coming out together just shows a lot of conflicting energy within your connection right now. It almost feels like feelings are different from actions, desires are different from what it is that is being done about those feelings. Again, we have the Six of Wands as your last card of the reading. And again, kind of as I mentioned in the last reading, is that he does still see you. He appreciates you. He feels like you're a good, thoughtful person. And I feel like he sincerely looks at you as someone who deserves a lot. And maybe he feels like he's not, I don't know, maybe he feels like he's undeserving. I think that he judges himself a lot. He's probably his worst critic. I feel like he is really embarrassed a lot in the choices that he makes in life. And he has a lot of shame surrounding these decisions. All right, Rising. So that is what I've got for you. I have Taka here. PG's next actions. You're welcome, Rising. Thanks for stopping in, friend. I wish I could offer better news. All right, so Taka says TG's next actions. Let's see. All right, so Taka, the first thing they're showing me is that this period of being unresponsive. Thanks, Rising. Oh, good. I'm glad. This period of being unresponsive, Taka, is not it's not gonna last long. I feel like here I have the death card and the Four of Wands is you don't have to worry. He'll be responding to you. I think that he questions his place in your life as far as importance. I don't think that he wonders like what are we to each other? Like what are like what how do you feel about us? The kind of thing. Like I don't think he's too worried about that, but I do feel like he questions like his place as far as like the importance you put him at or like the priority that you put him at. I think that honestly he can just get a little bit butthurt. I think it's mostly his ego though, honestly, and the first thing out here is showing that this period of being in a I don't know, I call it in a funk. He's acting weird. It's not gonna last long. Um, hey Amy, thanks for checking in. So yeah. I do have the Ace of Wands, so this person likes getting together with you, hanging with you, seeing you, talking to you, so on and so forth. And I feel like that is still there. Something interesting is that I think that he does believe you when you say that you are busy with work. I don't think that he thinks you're being malicious or manipulative or just careless with his feelings, but I do think that it frustrates him that even though this is the truth, that he still is not higher up on the priority list. My thoughts are if you want that, then you need to pay for her bills. I see here with the lovers though that he likes what you guys have. He would like to continue this. Let's see. He seems to be a bit impatient. I have the Temperance card where he tries to be patient. He really does. But it's someone with one eye open and one eye closed. If they had full patience, both eyes would be closed here. He's got one eye open. He really tries to present as someone who has patience, but I truthfully think deep down he doesn't. He may be very into instant gratification, but he's trying to change that aspect of himself. And yeah, I don't think this is going to be a long-standing cease convo. I think that he is going to come through. I think right now he might have just been a little bit upset, and honestly he might be trying to give you a taste of your own medicine, and his might be more intentional. His silence might be more intentional than yours was. But he'll come back around. Taka, thank you for your donation. Okay, Amy, go for it, and then let me know what we're doing for you, okay? Okay, Amy. Got it. Is there anything else? Oh, I see. Okay. You're welcome, Taka. Okie dokie, Amy. That sounds good. All right. So for those of you who are waiting, my donation list is open. I'm working on a channeled message right now, and then I have one more mini read to do after that. I'll stay open as long as people are donating. I also want to let you guys know that if you're just hanging out, I am working on a channeled message, and when I do that, it can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes for me to get the full message that's needed for the channeling, which means that you won't really hear me talking or saying much during this time, but I am here monitoring the chat, and if anyone comes in has a question, I'll be here to answer. All right, Amy, I got you, girl. So, wait, hold on. Let me clear my throat. All right, so he says to you, steak tacos. That sounds so good. At my batch bash, we had we went to Top Golf and they did fajitas, and it was some of the best fajitas ever. You just wouldn't expect, but it was so good. I love tacos, Mexican, anything like that. So good. Okay. Yes, super nice. So I have a message, and it says, I hate when I get like this odd existential feeling that comes out of nowhere. I never see it coming. I get lost in my thoughts, busy with distractions, and I start to pull away. You've seen this more than I care to admit. This isn't fun for you, I know, and I can sense you waiting for a response from me. I know you try to give me space, but I know this is also uncomfortable for you because you question your place in my life. You're looking for companionship, and I am inconsistent. The reason you haven't heard from me is because I have been busy, yes. But more than anything, I just don't have the mental energy to put towards this connection all of the time. I get bouts of this energy. That's when you hear from me. And other times I lose it. It frustrates me, but that's the reality of this. And it's unfair to you, I know. But the only way to have friendship with me is to know that I won't always be available. And sometimes you won't hear from me. And if that's not okay, then I get it. I am sorry that it's like this. I would like to think that if I lived closer, it wouldn't be like this. But this has been my problem always, and if you ask anyone I've been with, they will tell you that the way I'm acting is not new. This is usually the block in my romantic connections. The last thing I want is for my actions to make you feel unworthy or less desirable or whatever it is you might feel, because I'm also not going to mansplain your feelings to you. I am not reliable, and I just think you should know that before we go any farther. You won't always be able to count on me to show up all the time, but I am trying to change that. Yeah, for sure, Amy. I agree with that. I mean, my thing is that being aware is one of the biggest things. Like having that awareness is really important, and he seems very aware. Um, it does seem kind of like an excuse, I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of times people will just do this and not realize this about themselves. So the fact that he has this awareness is there's something to be said about that. Yeah, Amy, I think that it's important that you like allow or not allow because of course you allow, but like you what am I trying to say? Prepare, I guess. Prepare for that to happen at some point just because realistically you guys are not close. Like I think the connection would be kind of difficult, and he has said in other channeled readings that he would step back if you were to meet someone, and then he would hope you would do the same for him. So I do feel like I think he potentially knows that that's probably what's going to happen at some point down the line, you know? Oh, you donated again? No, it didn't come through. The only thing I have from you was at 7:30. Let me check. Oh, Amy, it still says that it's pending. Um, but yeah, you're good. Oh, it just came through. If you want, I'm ready for your question now, and we can work on that. And I will wait for Day to come back in and post her question. Yay! I have your question, Day. Thank you. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna wrap up Amy's reading right now, and then we'll be right with you. I want to see what all Ryan truly thinks and feel because I hope he sees value. Okay, let's see. What all does Ryan truly feel towards Amy? So the first thing that's coming out, Amy, is that he's the type of person that doesn't just talk to anyone. I think he does have a level of shyness. So if he talks to you, he's going after what he really truly wants. I think he's the type of personality that is quality over quantity. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean he has his shit together. That doesn't necessarily mean that he knows what's best for him. But I do feel like if he's going to put his energy that he feels he does not have into someone, um, it is because he's genuinely interested, and it is because he genuinely feels like there is value in them. So I feel like from that perspective, knowing that aspect of his personality, you can say that yes, he does see the value in you, and he does feel like you're different from the rest because he is taking that time to put that energy into you. All right, let's see. All right, so Amy, we have the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, the Justice card, Emperor in reverse, and Three of Wands. So what that tells me, Amy, I think he is starting to move on. I think that it doesn't mean the connection's over or anything like that, but I do feel like he is opening himself up to the idea of other options or other possibilities. Number one, High Priestess is here. So that's kind of your guides coming in and saying, Amy, trust your gut, because you did feel like there could have been someone else. And so the intuition card is here. We also have the Three of Swords, which talks about feeling separated from you. I think the distance really is playing a big part in this. But as he had mentioned, even if you guys were closer together, you might still be having these issues. So I think. Wow, I'm having deja vu. It is in it's in our bathroom. I had to clean off the our electric toothbrush, or my electric toothbrush last night. It's on the counter. So Amy, Three of Swords just talks about feeling separated from you, but it also can indicate that he's starting to step back from this connection. The Emperor in reverse to me tells me he's not in the mindset to offer you stability or provide to you. The Emperor is very much a like husband material, boyfriend material kind of card, and he's coming through as the Emperor in reverse. So he's saying, I'm not open to this, I'm not ready for this right now. Hey Philomena, thanks for the donation. I'm going to update the list in a second, but Philomena, if you'd like to leave your question with me, you're more than welcome to. We also have the Three of Wands here, which talks about like expansion. So I feel like that's him kind of opening his mindset to other possibilities, other options. The bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. This indicates that he is I think he's kind of just allowing his ego to take the lead a little bit. I think that if someone comes along and makes him feel good, flatters him in that way, things like that, he leaves himself open to this option. I don't necessarily mean that he is doing that right now. I don't mean that he is pursuing anyone else. I'm not necessarily picking that up, but I do think that he's allowing himself to be open in that way. I think for him, he could be very logical brained. And so he analyzes things from a very pragmatic standpoint. So for him, he wants statistics, he wants facts, he wants to know like that he can get as close to a match to him as possible. So the likelihood of him investing in someone is minimal, because I think that I don't know, it just feels, I don't know, he's an interesting person. Like, I think he's a good person, but I struggle with seeing him having the energy to put into the effort into this connection sustainably, like for long term. And maybe you feel that too. Right, because we're far away. He told me himself that he's emotionally unavailable. Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Let's see, Amy. Amy, I am getting a yes. I have the 10 of Pentacles. Let's just put it this way, Amy. If you are in closer proximity to him and the connection made logical sense, I think that you would be the front runner. I think that for him, though, it's more important that logistically and statistically things make more sense. I think long distance is generally not fun. I think when you're in a connection with someone, you're talking to someone, you're, there's a physical aspect of any relationship that people want, and it's hard. Like, talking to someone initially a lot is fun and it's new and it's exciting, but eventually that gets old. You want someone that you can cuddle up on the couch with and watch TV. You want someone you can talk to before bed. You want someone you can physically reach out and touch. And I just feel like for him, he's like, oh, I don't want to open myself up and put the energy that I don't have into something that's going to fail from the start. Like, I feel like he just doesn't have enough belief that this is a sustainable type of way to have a relationship. Exactly. Well, Amy, that's what I've got for you, girl. I hope that provides a little more clarity. At least I know it's not exactly what you wanted to hear. Deo Tene, if you are here, feel free to check in with me. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and get this reading done for you now. You're welcome, Amy. Philomena, if you're here too, let me know what we're doing for you, okay? Yeah, absolutely, Amy. You're welcome. All right, Day says, what's the outcome between me and A. Davis? What is the outcome between me and A. Davis? Thank you guys for checking in. Philomena, are we doing an in-depth reading for you or two minis, or what would you like? Okay, between me and A. Davis. So Day, I think potentially this could be someone that is in your life for a long time. The Ten of Pentacles is here in the center of the reading, and that indicates a life partner style relationship or like a long-term best friend. So if this is a romantic connection, this is someone who intends or wants to be, and maybe you would also want the same, to be in one another's life for a long time. Ten of Pentacles is someone who you have history with, someone who you create like a long-term connection with. It's like enduring through hardships, it's long lasting. And so I think there is potential here for a forever person. So that means that you guys have enough like common goals and values and interest and all of that stuff invested in this. And this is not like an easy connection to walk away from. Are you guys in a relationship right now? Because this is kind of like marriage type style energy. No, not yet, but working towards it. We both want the same thing. So I feel like that's here for you, Day. If you're wanting to know like the highest potential outcome, I see marriage or at a minimum domestic partnership for the rest of y'all's lives, if that's what you want. Now, Ten of Pentacles is kind of like, you endure things with people. So like as you had mentioned, you both are working towards wanting the same thing. So you guys are going through that challenging time possibly right now just to ultimately lead to your mutual desires. I feel like maybe it could seem a little cloudy right now. It could seem a little confusing. Two of Swords. But you have to rely on your instincts. You have to rely on your intuition. High Priestess is here to know that you can get what it is that you want, and you guys can start a journey together. The Fool. So long as you stay on the same page, I think the highest potential outcome here is lifelong partnership. I think there's also potential for children if that's something you want. Hey Tracy, welcome in. How are you? So, Day, that is what I have for you, girl. I hope that answers your question. Definitely makes so much sense. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, so next up we have Philomena. So, Philomena, I have your question, but I just need to confirm, are we doing too many readings for you? Are we doing one in depth? How are we breaking down this donation? You got it, girl. All right, I'm shuffling now. Tracy, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I went ahead and added you to the donation list, okay? So, Philomena, I'm a little concerned because the first card out is Three of Swords. That usually indicates someone who doesn't have pure intentions, or the way that they're acting is going to lead to heartbreak. We also have Five of Swords, which talks about confusion for you. Maybe being confusing on purpose. We have Seven of Swords, which talks about like not being 100% upfront with you or truthful. This could also be him potentially like being dishonest or keeping secrets. I also have the Nine of Swords, which talks about that this could cause a lot of like anxiety for you down the line. The Strength card is here, which could indicate that this person has a dual nature, what they show you and what they keep from you. It could be a masked type of connection where they're not completely straightforward or upfront. It could also speak a little bit to manipulation with these other cards around it. I feel like this person wants to enjoy themselves, wants to have a good time, but I do worry about their intentions here. With these cards coming through, like it feels not good. Do you notice like any kind of like red flags with this person? Like love bombing or um, narcissistic tendencies or anything that could potentially explain why I would be getting these cards here? I do see you hesitant. Queen of Swords kind of keeping their distance, being guarded. I think he is guarded too. Four of Pentacles. It almost seems like he holds back in a way of like protection or self-preservation. Interesting. Why would the Three of Swords be here? Okay, so with that being said, this could be his fear with you. Okay? Because these cards are here, the cards are here. I can't read deals, so I've got to try to understand why these cards are showing up. So this potentially could be what he's concerned about, so we have the Three of Swords here. It's just going to indicate him worried that you're going to cut off the connection again. He could be worried that you are going to hurt him. He could be worried if you're being truthful or honest. He could feel that you're guarded. He could feel that, potentially this could just indicate his energy towards you and like how he is perceiving the connection at this time. But if that is the case, then his intentions are that he's cautious. His intentions are seeing how things go one day at a time. Page of Swords, Three of Wands, Ace of Cups. But I think he's holding his breath, though. I think that he's maybe potentially open because we have the Three of Wands. This could talk about expansion. So he could be potentially open to what's to come from here. But I think he's saying, like, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not expecting anything from this connection because of these other cards, you know? Five of Swords, Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, Three of Swords. It's just a lot of concern. It seems kind of negative. And I think that maybe with the Strength card, with all these cards around it, that masked personality I was talking about, is that he could have concern about your intentions. And if you're being truthful, there's one other message. Spirit, what is it? It was about the red flags. That potentially he's keeping an eye out for red flags. Like he could be hyper fixated or hyper focused on what you are doing, what you are saying, how you are acting. He could be looking at it like with a magnifying glass. Everything that you do, say, the way you move, all of that, he could be like very hyper fixated on those cues because he's trying to see, he's trying to protect himself. And so he could be very like focused on like every little move that you make to see if he can pick up any kind of signal from you that this isn't going to work out. So you said completely understandable. We have next Friday we hung out. So just keep that in mind. Be very aware of how you're acting around him. It could just be micro movements that he's hyper aware of. So like if he reaches out to touch your hand and you allow him to do that, but then you pull away first, even if that doesn't mean anything to you, that means something to him. So he's just hyper aware. So just keep in mind of that. And I guess maybe eventually you can't constantly be walking on eggshells in this connection, but maybe in the beginning, until he feels like a sense of stability has been established, maybe just for now in the beginning, just be very aware of like what you say and all of that, how that could affect his perception, because I feel like almost like he's waiting for the last shoe to drop with all these specific cards coming out. Since he's feeling that way towards you, we determined it's not the other way around. This could be what's going on. Did you have any questions about that, Philomena? You said he has a child, so he's very careful with who he allows in his life. Will things get better? Let's see. Will things get better between them? Will things get better between them? I am getting a yes, Wheel of Fortune and Empress. Gotta play your cards right, Philomena. This is still a very fragile relationship. It's still in that very sensitive side of the connection. And I think once you're able to establish that foundation and he is able to open up and trust a little bit more, I do think, yes, this will work out. Wheel of Fortune and Empress are great cards to get for that question. Wheel of Fortune talks about luck being on your side, divine blessings, and Empress talks about growth and being able to create more with someone. So I think those are really good cards. It's just important how things are handled right now, because again, like I said, it's a pretty fragile state, but overall I think things can get a lot better. All right, y'all. So I'm going to do a last call for readings. Anybody that would like to get any last minute donations in, now is your time to do that. If Tracy ends up being my last reading of the night, then I will be signing off after this. All right, so Tracy says, what is Jamie's current energy? We just recently met. Okay, let's see what the potential is here for you, Tracy. Holy shit, Tracy, I think you should see this through. You gotta see this through, girl. Don't cut it off just yet, okay? It is extremely, extremely rare that I ever see an Emperor and an Empress in the same reading, especially on a mini reading, because I can't pull a million cards. I'm pulling 5. And so 5 out of 78, you're getting the Emperor and the Empress, and it doesn't happen often. It's probably been months since I've seen that in one of my readings, and I do this like every day. So what that indicates to me is that this is wife-husband material here between the two of you. Not to mention, at the bottom of the deck, I have the 10 of Pentacles. So you could be getting impatient. You could be getting in self-preservation mode, which could also indicate self-sabotage mode. Um, oh wow, oh wow, okay. Where you're just kind of in this place of like, I don't want to waste my time, but you could be walking away from something that has really great potential based off of like past experience. So the Emperor and the Empress talks about being 100% like the best companion for one another, the best life partner for one another. It's the mother, the father, the husband, the wife, and it indicates like a strong foundation. The 10 of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck as well. So we go 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 4 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. This energy here is signifying long-lasting, enduring connections, appreciation, acknowledgement for one another, marriage, taking things to the next level. You also have the 5 of Wands in reverse, which indicates minimal complications or problems long term. 3 of Wands, expansion. This could be potentially someone that you have children with, if that's in your plans at some point. We also have 6 of Pentacles, which is equal energy and effort here. This is a really great reading. If I'm gonna go by my belief in tarot and I get these cards, this is something I would see it through. I don't give up on it too soon. Really, really give it your all before you decide to walk away from this person. Now, of course, if they're showing signs of red flags, manipulation, abuse, things like that, make your own decision. But if this is just something potential and you so far so good, I would continue to see this through for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You're so welcome. All right, guys. Well, I think that is it for the night. Looks like I've caught up with my donation list. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. But I hope everyone has a really great rest of the night. My intention is to be here tomorrow. You're welcome, Tracy. So it will probably be early in the day just because it is Christmas Eve and we've got plans and all of that tomorrow night. But I should be back for a little bit and then I'll be taking a little break for Christmas and then I should be back next week, early in the week. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye.